we go.
All right. Here we are. Oh, and I'm not muted. I'm going to make a lot of noise. Oh, caught it in time. Cool. Here we are. Episode whatever, but we're going to call it episode 1 of the year 2021. Episode 1, season 2, Boating Tips Live broadcast. Captain Keith, how are you?
Great, man. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Ready to be back. Thank you for sticking it out, guys, and staying loyal. Looks like we've got some YouTube viewers joining in from Tucson. So drop your questions down in the comments, and we're looking forward to answering all your boating questions, whatever it is. We're shooting from the hip today, Keith and I. So whatever those questions are, bring them. Nothing is off limits. So try to stump us, and we'll try to stay afloat.
Yeah, just want to wish everybody.
Keith.
Yeah, man. Just want to wish everybody a happy New Year. It's great to be back. Looking forward to what 2021 holds for us, and just want to say congratulations to you. So everybody out there in Podland, Nick just got married actually 2 weeks ago. So we kind of did the New Year's break, and he took care of business and married a beautiful girl, and had congratulations.
Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. It's going to take me a little while to get used to this thing, but definitely feels good, real happy, and had a great time. We had a little mini honeymoon down in Captiva, which we went to South Seas Resort. South Seas does a phenomenal job. We do a ton of MarineMax events there. I've seen Aquila Rendezvous, Boston Whaler getaways there, and it was pretty. And it was going back to South Seas and seeing it opened up again. We were down there in March, April, when everything was really shutting down, and it was strange to see South Seas. Just the only thing open was the marina, and it was a ghost town there. I might have seen a couple tumbleweeds in the street, but it was just kind of like whatever. I mean, it's a beautiful place. But then we went back this time, and the bars were back open, and the restaurants, a lot of great restaurants. You could golf down there, and it was a good time. So then, so enjoyed a little break.
Well, speaking of opening up, St. Pete Boat Show. Boat shows are back, people. So we just had a phenomenal weekend.
Forgot what one of those things looked like.
You know, it worked out good. I mean, the weather was kind of windy. It was cool. So a lot of people weren't boating. I think a lot of people were out shopping. I got to set it up last Monday. We broke it down this morning. And then I know you were down there all week. What was the vibe? What was the traffic like in there?
It was great. We really didn't know. We didn't know what to expect. I mean, everybody's a little bit on edge, of course. Also, there hasn't been a boat show for about a year.
Right.
So we went, and obviously with the inventory situation as well, with the smaller boats, us as MarineMax, we brought a bunch of larger boats to the show, and the traffic was great. We met a lot of great people. It was a great chance to reconnect also with a lot of clients, customers, friends that you might have not even seen for a year that might have been out of the boating market, and then they pop back up again. And in the show itself, Keith, they did a great job. They didn't water it down at all. The vendors were great. We got to see all of the new products and stuff. And I mean, you know how it is. The boating industry evolves so fast year over year. I mean, you think of what it looks like 3 years ago at the Tampa Boat Show. You finally saw your first V8 Verado on a boat, and now like you go to these events, you're seeing all sorts of new models and stuff like that. And the show itself was awesome. Traffic was great. Weather was okay, except for a couple afternoons. It got a little cold, but other than that, it was good to be back in boat show mode.
Yeah, cold, that's all relative. I mean, it was, so what? You had a jacket on and you're on the boats with turn the heat on, I mean, you're not suffering. So,
what'd you run back today?
The 42 Outrage. That's the same boat I ran down there. And, and that's, not setting up a boat show in a year and a half almost, it was kind of cool. Last Monday, I missed the Boating Tips episode live. So I want to thank Paul and Anthony for stepping in for us. But you got down there and, all the other dealers, your competitors and all that stuff, everybody's walking up and down the docks. Hey, Captain Keith. Hey, man, great to see you. And, it was just, like old buddy days, you know. I mean, just you know,
Yeah.
you're wandering around. And like you said, you know, the docks look great. The format was still the same. You know, people were in their places, and the tent, you know, all the vendors were going in there. And it was great. I mean, and you know, kudos to Informa and the people that set up the St. Pete Boat Show. I mean, we rolled
Yeah.
in there on Monday, and I mean, you know, you've seen it, but it's a choreographed dance. I mean, you've got a specific schedule. You've got to be there a certain time. So Monday morning, we had to get in there, and they have the docks broken or opened up. So we've got to slide our boats in and get them stacked up and everything right in order. And then we've got to be done by a certain time so that they can close the docks in behind us, so that the next dealer or we can bring our boats in that are on the outside stuff. But I mean, they had the electricity. I mean, everything was hot. You had water running down there. So, I mean, it was just boom, boom, boom. We were able to pull in, get things tied off nice and tight, plug in. And, you know, the big part of it, that big Monday push for us with the boats, you know, it was a piece of cake. And I mean, literally they're there for weeks setting up that show in these boat shows. I mean, they got to truck in all the docks and then build the tents and then the platforms and the bar and the restaurants and all that stuff. And then literally today, you know, what weeks they've been spending to build up for this. You know, you have a 4-day boat show, and then I had everything back here to the store by water running up Tampa Bay by 10:30 this morning. I mean, it's just a matter of a couple hours and just boom, 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 everything's gone. It's the craziest thing you've seen. And then they're stacking up the docks and putting them on the trucks, and I think they're going over to West Palm next.
We can really appreciate when show management does a good job. There's how many clusters have you seen over the years where just, you know, you're going to move in and we're talking about this choreographed dance, and it's just absolutely disorganized, and it could really make for a long day. And yeah, absolutely right. So Informa did a great job, and also they took COVID very seriously there. As far as when you came in, they were checking everybody's temperature and stuff like that. You had to wear the mask, at least for us anyways, and they were enforcing it. So obviously right now, you know, outdoor event, outdoor venue, be careful, be safe with everything going on. But, you know, if you are going to get out, just enjoy yourselves.
Get out on the boats, man. Get out in that fresh air, get out in the sunshine, and you know, get out from inside these closed walls, you know. So Marine Max, or somebody from Marine Max, has asked, Keith, if that Whaler 42 Outrage was yours, tower or no tower? Man, they look beautiful with the tower. That's so cool. It's just going to kind of depend on a couple things, you know, and where you are probably. You know, if you're in the Keys, you're on the East Coast, you're in the Bahamas, where you're doing a lot of trolling and you need that vantage point. You know, you can get up in that tower and you can look back in the spread and all that stuff. And even with the tower, you're just cruising around. I mean, it's just the vantage point of getting up is so freaking nice, man. You can just see everything. But then again, you know, you may be limited by bridges or, you know, where you can go with the boat. So the towers look phenomenal. And the tower on the 405 Conquest, oh my God, that thing's beautiful too. So if it was mine, and I could have it, I'd have the tower.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, Keith. I'd have the tower as well. I mean, the boats look beautiful without it. You're probably gonna go a little quicker without a tower. You're gonna be a little bit less top heavy. I get all that stuff, but first of all, I mean, the boat looks twice the size with the tower on it. What's that one here at our marina?
Real
used to be in our marina.
So real naughty,
real,
no,
not real or something like that. Not real.
Yeah, Bernard.
That boat. I mean, I remember that's one of the first times I saw a 420 Outrage. That tower. I mean, it does make the boat seem twice the size. And plus, I mean, think of all that you're gaining too. I mean, you're looking for birds and stuff like that. However, you might be a little more constricted. You know.
Yep. You got another one right. You got another one right around the corner from you too, there at Pasadena.
Oh yeah. That's a loaded one, man.
Yeah.
The one with the 400Rs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not as loaded as the one you were driving this weekend.
Nah, man, that had the 450s. That thing ran nice. You know, I didn't
still
pay
haven't driven
attention
a boat
to
with 450s.
really. Yeah,
I haven't, man.
I mean, like even running it down or running it back today, it was glass calm, and we had 8 boats coming back with us, and we just kind of stayed together and just it was just glassy this morning coming back. There was ducks everywhere. It was just it was just a nice ride, just letting her stretch her legs, but it didn't really push it. But you just put that boat at like 4,200, 4,300 RPMs and just sit back and cruise, man. It's nice.
And I heard 64 miles per hour top end on that boat with the 450s.
I probably could be. I'd probably have to look up
That's
on
cooking
the
in that
Whaler
boat.
app. Yep.
That's a big boat moving real fast.
Yes, it is. So,
what else do we have this weekend there, Keith? We had a lot of, or when I say a lot, we had a few new models there. What I was very impressed with, I'm gonna go out and I will not just go talk about a boat saying that I like it, whatever. If I'm gonna put a stamp of approval on it, means I really like it. Boston Whaler did a heck of a job with the 405 Conquest. Heck of a job, man.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
This was oh man, and it's functional too. That boat is huge. This was the first time I spent time on it this weekend. They did a great job with the transom area, with the sink and stuff like that. They did a great job with I actually liked it with that co-captain's screen there, which is huge. I think it's like a 24-inch screen. It's like a television. And then also you go downstairs, and I believe that this was one of the first ones that they actually separated that master stateroom B berth up front from the rest of it, so you get a little bit of privacy. And it is a good looking boat too. That 405, it looks good. It's fast, plenty of power. You can do whatever fishing you want on that boat, and it is massive down inside. Boston Whaler did a great job on that 405.
Yep, what he was talking about too was over there on that port side, on the passenger side, sitting right in front of the passenger seat is that big Raymarine screen. So I mean, you can be watching radar on that. You can be watching the fish finder on that. It's anything. They're interchangeable. It's kind of like the MJM, right? Yeah, exactly. The MJM did that, right? And then, but not to that extent to where, that big 24-inch screen over there, which was just really, really cool.
What else do we have there this weekend that you might not have seen in the past? We had a 28 Vantage, new model from Boston Whaler. We had a 380 Outrage with quads, which that's a boat that they used to have with trips, and now they're putting 4 engines on the back of them. I haven't ran one with quads yet. Have you, Keith, a 380 Outrage?
I don't think so. Vincent ran this one back. I didn't get a chance to run that one, but yeah, I mean, Boston Whaler, you can't beat it. I mean, anything they're going to put out, it's going to be awesome.
Then we saw another new boat there that I wasn't very familiar with just in my store. I know you guys will stock them a little more, but we had an Azimut A45 Atlantis there as well. Have you driven that boat or any of the Atlantises?
Yeah. Shoot, we've delivered several of them.
Really?
So, yeah, good running boats.
Yeah. I'm not real familiar with Azimut, just as far as at our store, we see all the Aquilas in the world and stuff like that. I know that Azimut is a huge part of MarineMax's yacht profile. What are your thoughts?
Big
on,
presence over on the East Coast.
They carry. Oh yeah, especially up north too, in New York.
Yeah, I mean, it's we see them over here. We've got a few of them around. It's not they're not like real common, but getting to be more and more of them. Of course, just like the Aviaras, sitting here behind me, and Captain Quartz asked what engines run that. I think that's the twin 350s on that. This is the 36 Aviara. Right back here.
Wait, I didn't know they put twins on a 36.
Yeah. Stand by. Keep talking. I'll tell you.
Here we go. Riding solo. Well, while Keith is gone, guys, I'm going to use that as an opportunity to remind you, drop those questions down below. Anything you need to ask us about boats, come on. We're fresh out of a boat show, so drop those questions down in the comments.
Nah, man. Stand corrected. Twin 400s.
But they put twins on a 36.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's the 36, right? We got a 32 and a 36. I did not know that.
Yeah, we've got a 32 and a 36 here. Our 36 has trips, but
it's got twin 400s.
Interesting. That's pretty cool. Have you driven a boat?
I have not driven this one. I've driven the 32s, delivered several of them.
I haven't driven our 36 either. We have a 36 with triple 300s, and we've actually got them both in the water right now. But I'm real impressed, and I think I even heard about a 40 somewhere along the line too.
I'm sure it's coming.
But speaking of new models, Keith, we've got something big, 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 real big part of our lives, real big part of our stores. We had a couple new models show up here internationally in the past week.
You know what? I saw some pictures and some video, some big old cranes lifting something up.
Yep, we're talking about the Aquila 54 and the 70. These are boats that a ton of hype has been surrounding. We've been following these builds for a long time. Aquila 54 is the perfect step up from an Aquila 44. I mean, you're offering it in 3, 4, 5 stateroom layouts. Big boat, not too big, and then of course you bump up to that 70, which you've seen those pictures of the 70 next to the 54, and that's a yacht, brother.
That is a big, but I think it's, I don't know, I'm not supposed to say anything or something, but I think that's heading down to the Keys, right? They're doing some photo shoots with that down there.
That's a good question. So it was going to go down to the Keys, but that's not going to happen anymore. So the photo shoot is going to happen local right here, St. Pete and Clearwater. So we're
Awesome.
going to have our we're going to have our backdrops and all the promotional. But Lisa brings up a good question. Are the new Aquilas ready for showing, or are they still getting prepped? That's a great question, Lisa. So they are still getting prepped right now. Showings are going to be available by appointment only through your local MarineMax, whether it's through me here at St. Pete or with Clearwater with Captain Keith or one of their Aquila guys there. I know Jacob's one of their Aquila guys. And you are going to be able to, from what I understand, showings are going to start in February. So for exclusive showings, first ones, before any boat shows or anything like that, contact your sales rep, pick up the phone, and get one of those first looks at this boat, because they are going to change a lot of things. Just like when the Aquila 36 put outboard power on their catamaran, these are going to truly break the mold of a modern style catamaran. And that's truly one of the reasons that I think that catamarans took so long to take off, especially in America. They all serve a purpose. Catamarans ride great. You can't argue that. Nobody's going to argue that, even if you're a monohull fanatic. However, I mean, let's face it. The catamarans of the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s, I'm going to say it. I might catch a little hate. They were ugly. I mean, all those power cats, they were ugly, man. And now you're seeing all these high-performance center consoles that look awesome. And you're seeing power catamaran yachts. I'm going to say it started with the Aquila 44 and now the 54 and the 70, which are truly modern-looking boats. I mean, they look sharp. They ride great. And the space you get on them is second to none. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I can't. Are they at your store or are they hidden somewhere?
No, they're hidden. I don't even know where they are.
Okay. But, well, I know they're going to show up down there at your place. So make sure you let me know, because, I want to get down there and check them out, because I can't wait, man. That 70's just got to be incredible. And the 54.
It is. It's 70 and a 54. And there's actually, believe it or not, there's already a ton of orders placed for the 54. So there's a ton of hype around that. A lot of excited orders.
Sure. I mean, look, how long's the 44 been going? How long we had?
Is it 2015 or 16?
All right,
2016. I could be wrong on that.
But just think, all those people, that have got those, that love it, that embrace the life, that travel, that go all over the place and get away from the world. You get in that, then now you're going to jump up to the 54. It's awesome.
Yeah, I actually got a chance to run Aquila 44 hull number 1 here a couple times. They used to keep it at Clearwater Marina there. And, I mean, that hull number 1 of that boat's still around, still a great boat. And you bring up a good point, Keith. A lot of these 54 owners in line are bumping up from 44s, because the biggest reason for the Aquila 44 being such a large success is due to the full beam master stateroom up front. So the 54 carries that on. So you get a master stateroom up on the bow that's second to none. and they're carrying that over to the 54. Got a couple good questions over here. Also, we have Paul that says, "Will the new Aquilas be available for charter?" Great question. So the 54 is going to be available for charter. Contact our MarineMax Vacations team for dates and availability. But I know that I'm pretty sure they're booking right now. So whether you talk to Danelle or Mallory over there in Vacations, they can get you on one. Be excited.
Yep.
Got another boat show coming up, and I didn't even know about it until 2 days ago.
Which one's that?
Fairgrounds, baby, back in action.
All right.
You know what that means? It means break out the chicken tender boats, drive through those gates to the Florida State Fairgrounds, drive past the horses and the cows, and that's a good show where you're gonna see a lot of boats that are gonna be, you're gonna see the smaller stuff. You're gonna see the boats that you're just gonna get on and go. Coming up into the boating season here, if you thought it was crazy last year, it's gonna be crazy this year. I mean, come on. I mean, what kind of mad dash did you guys see, Keith, at Clearwater come March when everybody wanted to get out on the water?
Oh, we're just now kind of catching up, right? We're starting to get some inventory in, and like with these Nautic Stars we've got now. I mean, you got somebody that wants a boat. Literally, they can walk into the showroom right now and get on a boat, secure financing, whatever. I mean, and get the boat tomorrow. If it all, get your paperwork together, get everything all done. We're going to hook you up and get you on the way. So when's that boat show?
It is going to be March 5th, 6th, and 7th at the Tampa Bay Boat.
That's perfect, man. You're going to be boating, by the end of March.
That's the show.
And once again, man, it's no joke. You can't drag your feet on pulling a trigger.
You can't.
Everybody that did that's still waiting on boats that are ordered and stuff, that had to wait 3 or 4 months. So now's the time, because we got some inventory coming in, even though most of the stuff we got coming in from Sea Ray and Whaler, they're all shrink wrapped up. They're beautiful. They come in, we unwrap it, the riggers put the boat together, and then we're delivering it because they're already pre-sold.
Lisa brings up a good question over there. How's the inventory these days? Thanks, Lisa. Great question. We are getting caught up a little bit on an inventory. However, I mean, the springtime's right around the corner, and it's going to be a mad dash. And then we bring up Nautic Stars, like Keith said. There's going to be a big push for those Nautic Stars at the boat show. You can expect some pretty serious deals at that show. And I mean, that's a great chance to get out, but like Keith said as well, if you drag your feet, it's going to be too late. Next thing you know, you wait until April or May to buy the boat. You might not see it until June or July. Next thing you know, summer's halfway over, and you missed out. So
and then you're looking at next year's model too, and there's going to be a 5% increase or something, just year over year. So now instead of getting a 2021, you're looking at a 2022, and you're going to be paying more.
You are going to be paying more, and in years past, I totally get. I mean, I'll tell you, it's how I bought my truck. If there's a leftover 2020 or whatever, or once we move into the 2022 model years, a lot of people will come and look for 2021s. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys straight up, under 30 feet, you're not going to have that option to wait for that leftover 2021, because it's not going to be here. Those days are long gone. So get them while hot.
Give a shout. Hey, Dr. Ing, see you're on here with us today. Thanks for checking in here.
Good stuff. Let's see. Tampa Bay Boat Show. Hey, you have an intro to boating class this weekend, Keith.
Yeah, man. We got that and demo days. So, a lot of people.
Tell us about demo days.
So pretty much every Saturday after a boat show, you get people are at the show. They're interested in a boat. They may want to run a couple different models or check things out. So, they've gotten with their sales associate, they'll set up a schedule of time. It's not just come into the showroom and hop on a boat and go for a boat ride, but we'll have, certain boats in the water or then it's a matter of, you get with your guy or girl and go out and demo the boat. So that's our demo days on Saturday. We also got an intro to boating class. So if you're in the area, you're in the hood here, give Mallory a call at the front desk up here, or you can check in, go to marinemax.com and look for getaways, classes, and events. I think right now we've got 16 signed up. I've got a massive showroom here. We're going to spread everybody out, keep everybody, safe. You'll have to, spread out, wear a mask, and all the regular social, COVID protocols and stuff like that. But it's going to be good, man. We're getting back to, having live classes again and all that. There's the intro to boating class. It's strictly all just kind of classroom stuff. No boat rides or anything with that, but, just going through safety gear and rules of the road and reading your channel markers and tying lines on cleats and teach how to tie a bowline and how to anchor a boat, stern anchor a boat, and just kind of a basic class. And, a lot of those people that are coming to the demo days, come to the class too, so kind of get your feet wet.
So are you at capacity, Keith, or can you still sign up?
The intro to boating classes, we can take whatever. We're good. So you want to come?
Awesome.
Just get registered and see you at 9:00 on Saturday.
Cool. I'll be there at 10 for a sea trial, so I'll pop in.
You'll be in for the donuts and coffee, right?
Yeah, that's how I am. Maybe the man behind or woman behind a curtain can drop that link in the comments over there on how to find Keith this weekend. Got a question here from Dr. Ang. Hi, have you guys scheduled a scalloping trip yet?
Yeah, Doc. I don't know the dates offhand. I think it's probably that first weekend in August again. If you give Mallory a call at the front desk here, getaways coordinator. Oh, you met her. So she can get you the info on it. We're going back to Plantation Resort again, though. So we will be in Crystal River.
And there's a link for the intro to boating class. How does intro to boating differ from women on water besides,
it's the way I do it, it's basically the same thing, except the women on water classes, I'll try to keep to, maybe 10 or 12 ladies so that, we actually do kind of the classroom stuff. And then the second half, we'll head out back. We'll hop on some boats. And that way, if I got 10 or 12, we can kind of break them up into two different groups and get on the boats, take them out, go run around out here in the bay, go through some maneuvering, boat handling, and then come back in and work on docking and stuff like that. It's just I try to keep it to 5 or 6 on a boat. That gives everybody, some time actually behind the helm at the wheel, rather than, if I had like the 16 or 20 or, I've had intro to boating classes where I've had, 50 something people here. So, obviously we can't get, that many people out on the water. There's the dates, Doc, August 6th through the 8th. But just hook up with Mallory and she'll get you all squared away. And then there's a question for you there, Nick. What's your take on adding a hydrofoil to, hold on a second. Adding a hydrofoil to the
talking about a dolphin fin.
Dolphin fin. Yeah, the dolphin.
Everything I've heard, I heard that it works a lot better on the smaller boats.
He's got a
small.
It's like he's got a 19 Sea Ray 19 bow rider type 19, I think. Yeah. IO stern drive, older one.
Have you seen any on
You're due for, hey Doc, you're due for an upgrade, buddy. Give us a call.
Yeah.
We'll get you a new boat.
I don't know. I mean, you've seen them on a lot of older skiffs and stuff like that are, maybe smaller than 17 feet. I heard, I could be wrong. I heard that the rule of thumb is kind of, they're going to work well on anything under 18 feet but then once you move 18, 19, 20 feet and on, they're not going to work quite as great.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have, whole much experience with them. Like you said, I have seen them on some of the smaller boats, just keep them from porpoising.
Yeah.
Kind of get you on plane a little bit better maybe and be able to run without, the bow bouncing up and down on you. Like like I said, some of your little smaller skiffs and stuff.
Good stuff. Well, we got a lot of exciting stuff planned for this year. We have a lot of guests also that are going to be joining us. If you guys have any guests you would like to see Keith and I interview, somebody within the industry that you think is just a good guest for the show, go ahead and send us a direct message. Drop them in the comments. We love the viewer interaction every week. It's what it's all about. Forgive us. We were both a little rusty. I think we've been off camera for about a month. So here we are, and we're back. We're not going anywhere, and we're excited to do this thing again in 2021.
I agree. That's a great idea. People recommend
Yeah.
some people for us. So
before we get off, what kind of deliveries do you have this week, Keith?
Oh gosh, put me on a spot. 32 Dancer tomorrow. Going up
Nice.
to Tarpon Springs with that. I think we're gonna do a 510 Fly demo. Patrick's working on somebody with that one. Contact somebody he met from the boat show.
Yeah.
What do we got? This week it's the 27 Sun Deck, 21 Montauk, demo days, enter to boating Saturday, and then the following week everything kind of starts stacking back up again. Stuff that kind of came out of the show this weekend.
Are you typically busier with deliveries on the weekends or towards Fridays and stuff like that?
Fridays, forget it. Yeah, Fridays fill up fast. Unfortunately, we do quite a few deliveries on Saturday. I try not to. We try not to do them that much, but I get it. It's somebody's it's their day off, but at the same time, we've got limited support service wise with a Saturday delivery if there is an issue with the boat or something. That's why we do it here at the store. We're going to go through everything here. If we run into a problem, we run into something, we can get it fixed and taken care of here before you end up, leaving with the boat or taking the boat. We got to chase it down when it's at your house or send a road techs out on road, which we do. But, and if it's a boat that has to go by water, from here at the store in Old Tampa Bay to Clearwater Beach is 55 miles, right? So if it's a bigger boat, we got to go around by water and it's a Saturday. There's a lot of boat traffic. You got somebody that's trying to learn how to run their boat, but then they got to have their head on a swivel and looking around for other boats. It's just much better if you can do it on a weekday where there's less boat traffic so that somebody can spend more time concentrating on their chart plotter or docking or handling the boat and learning how it moves, how it handles and all that, rather than, having to worry about everybody else running around through the Meisner Bridge and the Bayway Bridge and all that. So,
that's an interesting take. I never really thought of that, as far as, especially for new boaters looking to, spend a lot of time with the captain and not have as much distractions or intimidations and stuff like that. It's definitely going to move at a slower pace on a weekday.
Oh, absolutely. You got the water to yourself. Although this last year, you see more and more, there's obviously more and more people out on the water.
Yeah.
And too, you see a lot more women on the boat. You see, out on the boats by themselves or taking their kids out tubing and skiing and stuff like that. So the whole thing's just kind of changing, a little bit for the good.
Yeah. Looks like we got a couple last minute questions here. We've got Randy K YouTube question, says, I want to get a Boston Whaler 160 this summer. Do you have any that are a few years old, and will buying used save me money? I am not a fisherman. Do you suggest a Montauk or a Super Sport? All good questions, Randy. So new versus used, it's a tale as old as time. I get it. Everybody's looking for a boat, that's a year or two old, low hours, might save them a little bit of money. However, there's a lot of pros of going new. I bought a new boat. You've got warranties, you've got extended warranties, you've got all sorts of perks of buying a new boat. And it's just, hey, all right, buying a new boat, you're going to get that white glove service. Not to say that you're not with a used boat. However, sometimes you need to be a little more thorough with a used boat. Good thing is MarineMax puts all those boats through a 150-point inspection. They're gonna make it pretty tight if they're gonna put their name on it. However, we've talked about this in a couple other episodes. If you're gonna go on a private market or you are gonna explore the brokerage route, do your due diligence with a surveyor, a marine surveyor, and just kind of eliminate a lot of that risk. You're not a fisherman, so this is where you come into the Montauk versus Super Sport conversation. if you're not a fisherman, I'm going to say go ahead and go with the Super Sport because it's fast. You can rip around. It's a hose and go package. Not to
Yep.
say there's not plenty of people with Montauk's out there that don't fish, but if you're going to fish, you're probably going to lean more towards the Montauk. If you're not, you're going to lean towards the Super Sport. What do you
Absolutely,
think,
100% agree. And with that, a year or two old, like 160, new versus used, Boston Whalers hold their value so well. I mean, there's,
Keith? They do.
go try to find a used one that's a year old. You might be better off actually buying a new boat.
Yep. Looks like we got a question down there. Henry Griffiths. How do you get to be a captain at MarineMax? Well, I don't really think that there is a cut and dry way to be a captain at MarineMax, but here we are.
Yeah, I know the long haul captains or the delivery
Mhm.
captains that maybe pick up a boat at the port or Port Everglades or run stuff up to New York or around the state of Florida and stuff like that. Get your license and all your paperwork together and resume, and then I'm not sure who you would send it to, but somebody at Team Support, which is our corporate office, MarineMax corporate, that's where you'd want to go with that. And then they would vet you and see what your history is and all that. And who your recommendations are from and stuff.
Yeah, MarineMax does a pretty good job of recruiting A talent. I mean, I slipped through the cracks somehow, but Keith's an A-plus captain.
We both did, man.
Well, cool, everybody. Thanks for joining us back for Boating Tips Live 2021 Season 2. That's what I'm calling it when you search it on Netflix later. Here we are. And I look forward to having you guys back next week. I actually do not know what we have next week. Keith, do you know? I can look it up here for 1 second.
I got my
Give
notes
me
here.
1 minute.
We're gonna have
The 25th.
We're gonna have Larry Morgan on with us from Lake
That's right.
Hopticong. Did I say that right? Hopticong.
I don't know. I'm gonna need to get used to that.
Somewhere. That's somewhere up north. And we're going to be talking about the new 2021 models. I think it's going to be kind of Sea Ray centered, I do believe, from kind of what I'd heard earlier today. So anyway, Larry's going to be on with us next week. And Debbie Daniels just said, "Hey, how's married life, buddy?"
It's good, Debbie. Thanks for asking. And I still owe you lunch, so pop over sometime.
There's another happy whaler owner.
And her 15 Super Sport.
Yep. So, hey, man, great seeing you again, Nick. Happy New Year to you. Congratulations. And
thank you. Happy to be back.
Thanks to everybody out here in this podcast land. And we'll see you guys next Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern.